I'm Baker Machado, and the Tokyo Paralympics kicks off August 24th, and a new campaign is also looking to end discrimination towards people with disabilities. It's called We the 15th, and the movement was created to represent and spark change for the world's 1.2 billion people with disabilities. Take a look at this.
You're such an inspiration.
It breaks my heart.
You are superheroes.
Really?
Yeah, we're superheroes, all right.
We're getting the kids out the door on time.
We have mortgages.
We're desperate with duvets.
We get married.
We met on a blind date.
We can laugh at ourselves too.
So why the pedestals are nice
And the pity tolerated.
Only when you see us.
Can we all break down these barriers?
That keep us apart.
That's amazing. So to commemorate the launch of the campaign, landmarks around the world, including the Empire State Building, will shine in purple. That's the international color of disability. And many athletes also getting involved, and that includes 9-time U.S. Paralympian and Hall of Famer Candace Cable. She, of course, joins us right now on Cheddar News. Candace, great to have you here. So what motivated you to get involved in this campaign?
Oh, thanks so much for having me. Well, I think it's a lifetime of experience that's motivated me to be a part of this campaign. I had a spinal cord injury at the age of 21 in 1975, and the world was a very different place. We have more accessibility and options now, but there was nothing. I mean, there were times I had to go into the street to be able to cross the street. I had to find a driveway and then go through the street and then cross the street and find another driveway. There weren't curb cuts like we see now that really benefit everyone. So that's one of the reasons. The other is I love the Paralympics.
Absolutely. And what ways do you kind of feel like this movement, the We the 15 movement, is going to, enact change and produce change for a lot of the millions and millions of people who have disabilities on this planet?
Thank you for that question, because I think it's going to change things in a lot of ways. One is it's going to redefine what inclusion and access means by centering the most marginalized people as we manifest a world that we all want to be a part of. And so when we do something like that, which we haven't done yet, when we talk about access, inclusion, equity, diversity, all those different pieces, when we do that, we are centering people, not just the 1.2 billion, we're centering people who haven't even disclosed yet they have a disability for fear of discrimination and oppression.
Oh, it's just so awful. I want to talk about that ad. The ad was really amazing in so many ways, but it was also kind of funny in a lot of ways, because you saw a lot of the athletes poking fun of some of the weird questions that they get all the time and the frustrating questions that they get a lot of times. What narrative are you tired of hearing about all the time that you get asked about?
Well, I'm with you, Baker. I loved it. I think it's so funny right at the very beginning, because when we get together, we laugh about this stuff, but it is really hurtful, a lot of it. And, the comments that I like to see go away is you have to be patient. It takes a lot of time. It's baby steps. we don't have time anymore. I don't want to wait. Climate change, racism, ableism, oppression, these are all issues that affect all of us and disabled people the most, because when there's any kind of a disaster, we're the last one saved. If we're considering a disabled character for TV and movies, we're the last ones considered. Those kind of things need to stop. We need to be the first ones considered. And so a campaign like this that's collaborating with so many organizations and people are signing on as the day is getting longer. This is going to be the biggest thing to hit this world, because one is it's led by sports. And we haven't seen a sports collaboration like this in many, many, many years. We have Special Olympics, we have the IPC, the International Paralympic Committee, we have the Organization for Deaf Olympics, and we have the Invictus Games coming together to promote this. And that's a big deal.
Absolutely. So let's talk about the Paralympics, Candace, because those are kicking off in Tokyo next week. Are there any athletes in particular that we should be keeping our eye on? Any individual sports that you have your eye on? What are you watching out for?
Well, I was a summer and winter athlete, so these are the summer sports. So I would always be on my edge of my seat with track and field because I'm always curious about what's going on the track, what the equipment is looking like. Having been one of the people that pioneered that sport, it really is exciting to see the new advancements that come forward and then how fast everyone's going. And new athletes, oh my gosh, there are so many great young athletes. I have such hope for the future, but I'm gonna have to say I do have one because he's a local here where I live in Los Angeles, Ezra Frack. He's 16 years old. It's his first Paralympic Games. And I mean, I'm just so excited for him being a rookie.
Oh my! And by the way, 2008, you get the Paralympic Games in your backyard in Los Angeles, which is going to be amazing as well. Candace, such a pleasure to talk to you. Candace Cable is a 9-time U.S. Paralympian. And to find out how you can get involved with the We the 15th movement, head on over to wethe15.org for more.